Hello friends, I am greeting you. Today I tell you about my first contact and how it was to be the first time engaged directly by the enemy. How I felt, what I have done and my reactions. See you later after the intro. So before going into the deep to my first contact with the enemy, let me tell you some important things prior to go directly to the subject. It's important to know I'm talking about l'esprit légion or l'esprit du légionnaire. The French for religion is not an army for peace. The main mission of the French for religion is making war, going to operations. This is the only and solely definition of the French for religion. Point. And there's no other definition. But the legion does not send its legionnaires to war or to combat or to operations when they are not ready. Really? When they are not ready. So behind each operation, behind your first contact, there is a big preparation. And in my understanding, and in the understanding of each legionnaire, we have two parts of preparations. Two main pillars of operations. The first one is psychological. And the second one is a practical part. The psychological part, this is your part. This is your part, right? It's not the Pope or the preacher man, this is your part. It was my part also, right? And the second thing is the tactical part or the practical part is the part of the NCOs and the old legionnaires, the ancien legionnaires, who has been already in combat, right? So let's talk about the first part first. In our ranks in the French for Legion, we had a colonel, Lieutenant Colonel Ami Laquari, Dimitri Ami Laquari. And he once said, our best way to show our gratitude to France for the welcome they gave us is to die for France, is to die for the French for religion. And this is true. Imagine the young man coming from wherever, joining the Legion. The Legion opens the door for him. They don't ask him, where do you come from? What do you want? What is your background? No. They engage him and they trust him. And they give him a second chance. And the legionnaire, in his head, to show his gratitude for the second chance, to give back the trust, to pay back his gratitude, he is ready in his head to die for the Légion étrangère. And this is absolutely true. Absolutely. This is very important to understand. So when he goes out in the field to combat, to operations, he is ready to die for La France. Point. The second thing is the practical thing. This is the part of the officers and the NCOs. So let me give you an example. I'm talking about instruction. I'm talking about instruction really, really close to reality. As close as possible to reality. And this happens in the French for Religion on a daily basis. My example, in 1995, I have been with my platoon in the Republic of Central Africa. I was deputy platoon leader. And we made a shooting maneuver with the whole platoon, 3 groups. And we fell in an ambush. And we deployed immediately with 3 groups, and we made war like the old Prussian army, the old German army. One group covers and cover the action of everybody immediately who fixed the enemy. Second group secures were outside, security were outside, secures the place, the scene of operations. And the third group goes by the flank, even left or right, and attacks the enemy immediately and directly, with hand grenades and with shooting guns, right? With machine guns. Not with machine guns, with Schnellfeuergewehre, right? And on the first group, who covers the action, we left all the MGs, what means the Maschinengewehre, the machine guns, and we left all the sniper rifles, to cover the action, heavy fire, to bring heavy fire to the enemy. And it was so real because we did it with sharp ammunition, with live rounds, of course, that until between the group who went to the left side to attack the enemy and the fire of the cover group, you could not put a hand. And when you stretch out your hand, and it could be that your hand was hit by the friendly bullet, It was real close to the man, real close to the man. You could smell the bullet, you could see the bullet, you could feel the bullet, Reality-based instruction, and this is so important. And then the third thing is des anciens, who already have been in combat. You live with them, in the same room, in the same camp, in the same company, and you talk with them, and then they tell you how should you react, what NCOs expect from you. They give their experience to you, and that tells you, put your ass down, get cover, get your ammunition ready, how to prepare your ammunition, is your weapon loaded or not, put your heels down immediately, seek cover there, don't seek cover there, how far is the enemy maybe away, with what kind of weapon is shooting at you, how can you get your best chance on your side not to be killed immediately. And they give you all this experience. And now, with this experience and with the reality-based instruction and with your head, gratitude towards France, you are ready for combat. And this is very important to understand. This is very important to understand. So until now, everything was a game, and the first contact teach you a thing called humility. Humility, and it remembers you that life can be over in a second. In a second, my brother. That's it. That's it. So my first contact with the enemy, my first combat has been in the Central African Republic. And when it happened, when the bullet flies, so you are not a hero anymore. You come down from your cloud and you show humility. And of course, there's always a factor the name of the factor is fear. But this comes later. Fear is later. It's for later. When the combat is finished, I will talk to you about this. And when these things happen, the first fire, the first shots, the first contact, there are two things. There are two things who happen one after the other. The first thing is, I call it ego. It's you. The second thing is called solidarity and collectivity. I explain. The ego, the first thing, it lasts maybe 3 seconds, not more. Maybe 4, not more. And the first thing you do is you seek cover. You put your ass down into the dirt, into the mud. You lay down on the ground. This is the first thing you do. And this is to seek cover. And then the second thing is reflection here. What about my weapon? I am ready to fight or not? Is my weapon loaded? I am ready or not? The second is, where can I seek cover or shelter? I'm good here. No, not good. Go maybe to the side, rolling to the side. The next thing is, where's the enemy? Can I see him? Can I not see him? Can I observe or not? With what kind of weapon he is shooting at me? So this is kind of is this good? This cover here? Is this cover not good? Whatever. And this action, these reflections, this what happened in your head lasts maybe 3-4 seconds. Still no fear. Fear is coming later. And then you wake up. It lasts maybe 3-4 seconds. Then you wake up and then you think, okay, I'm in cover. I'm in good health. Everything is intact. Everything is good. Bullets didn't hit me, but I'm not here alone. I have men with me. I have a mission. Yeah, I have a mission to accomplish. Yeah? And then suddenly there's a factor. There's a phenomena. You know, you are the man suddenly who's lying on the ground, who's screaming your orders, who's screaming to communicate with your buddies to the left side and then to the right side. Everybody's shooting and screaming, and one legionnaire maybe is wounded and he is screaming because he is wounded. And then this is scene number one. And then the phenomena is that a second later you see yourself, you follow the scene as yourself are a spectator on the rostrum, on the box, and you see yourself down on the scene of the other in operations. You know, it's a strange, it's kind of surreal, irreal, not real. You know, you observe yourself lying there, being in contact with the enemy. You know, strange feeling. You know, you feel like a spectator. And everything is going slowly and surely and smoothly. But in reality, it's going quick. But in the moment, you don't feel it like this. You know? You have a lot of adrenaline in your body, a lot of stress. And when the moment comes that the spectator, so you in the box, in the rostrum, and the guy on the theater of operations coming together again, and the fight is over. And that was it. Sometimes it takes 2, 3, 4 seconds, and sometimes it takes 10 minutes. And when they both come together, the fight is finished. And everything is finished. Yeah? And then, my first reaction after the first contact, when it was finished, when it was over, when they both came together again, I want you to smoke a cigarette, you know? And I want you to roll a cigarette with paper and tobacco. I couldn't do it because my hands were trembling, my fingers were trembling. Fuck, no way to roll a cigarette. And this was now, the fear was here. But this is after the action, the fear. Your knees are trembling and your fingers are trembling. And this is the fear factor is coming after the action. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Yeah, to put it in a resume, it's like you train the whole year to make maneuvers, you make instructions, and you wish to go out there to make combat. Yeah, but when the day comes first, the first combat, you think, holy shit, this is a dangerous place out there, dangerous, and it brings you down from your cloud, and you prove humility, right? So we legionnaires, we always live in two worlds. We have the world of garrison, normal garrison life, instructions and maneuvers, you know, and there's a world of operations and combat. And when you are in the world of combat and operations, you wish to be in the world of training, garrison and maneuver. And when you're here in the garrison, and doing maneuver and training, you wish to be in the other world of operations and combat. So you are never happy. You're here, you want to be there. You are there, you want to be here. So this is, you are never happy. Right? This is, we only have two worlds, you know. And I remember then came the second intervention, second operation, the third intervention, and so on. And the day had come that I have been a junkie, an intervention junkie, and you know, then you want to go. But always, I had always a thought in my head: is if one time I will be hit by a bullet, better to be hitten for the good, you know, finish, game over. Better this than being paralyzed or losing a leg, losing an arm, or being handicapped for life. I'm quite sure you understand what I'm talking about. And after the years, there was a certain phenomena. This applies for me, especially for me. When I was getting older, I was an old soldier. When I was married and I had children, the fear was always there. The fear was maybe my best friend. So after 17 and a half years of French for religion, I decided to leave the army. Fear, the fear factor was there.